We wanted to give you an updated app tutorial today on how to use our new app with the new interface that we just released last month. Our setup might look slightly different from yours, but should function exactly the same way. We're just using our testing app here so we don't have to interfere with anything that's on our live servers. As always, we recommend using our app in incognito in the latest version of Chrome. This is going to ensure you have the latest version of the app and you're not going to run into issues dealing with compatibility. Our first step, as always, is going to be to sign in. So enter your email address and password and head on up to your host site. The first thing we're going to show you how to do is create and start your first league. If your venue has previously been running leagues with our app, you'll see any of your previous leagues in this section and you won't have this nice little graphic in the middle of your screen, in which case you're going to come up here to the Add League button in the top right hand corner. But for anyone who's running a league for the first time, we can add league. These both come to the same spot. Now we're just going to name our league. Going to pick the season, day of the week on a Wednesday. This is going to be a standard WATL league. And if you're running official leagues, you want to make sure that you're recording stats to an official WATL league. We're going to leave that off for right now. And then just hit save. It should populate your league right here at the top under whichever discipline you've chosen, duels, big X, or standard. For this one, we chose standard. So we're just going to come in here and hit start. Next, we're going to go over adding players to our league. So we're going to have a couple different options here. We'll come up here to the add player section, and we can either search for existing players that have played anywhere, not just our own venues, or we can add players from scratch, first name, last name, email, so that they're receiving anything important. And then you just hit save and add another player. For right now, we're just going to use some test players here. So I'll go to add player, search players, I'm going to search test, and we're going to throw in a couple test players in our league here and hit save. Once all of our players are in our league here, we're going to make sure that we have week 1 selected, and we're going to hit check in. And this is going to depend for week 1, especially, all of your players should be there. So we're going to check in all of our players. Alternatively, we can hit check in all players down here on the right hand side, and it's going to automatically highlight everybody. And then we're just going to hit check in. For leagues, all of our games are auto scheduled for us. So we're going to come over here to the auto schedule tab, and you'll see a bunch of pre-populated games that you'll be able to play through to make sure everybody gets their league matches in for the week. After that, we'll simply need to score through every single match until our auto schedule is complete, and then our week 1 league night will be completed. For those that are unclear on how to score matches or may be participating in helping to score matches for the first time, it's extremely simple. You'll be presented with this interface here, and you'll be able to click through onto the options as players complete throws. We have each scoring area listed on the board here, as well as drops, zeros if they score outside the scoring area but stick on the board, and faults if they cross the fault line. So we'll just go through short first round match here. We'll say they both call a kill shot on 5. They both miss. Players will automatically swap sides in your app after throw 5, and you'll be able to complete the second half. Called kill shots again. This time they both hit it. Completed. Your winner is displayed here, and you just hit done. As you can see here, we've completed all of our matches for the week. There is nothing left in the auto schedule tab, and we've successfully completed week 1 of our league. If your venue has TVs above the lanes and you want to include an extra added bonus for all of your league members, we can come up here and click the TV lanes button. What this is going to do is it's going to populate a URL that you're going to be able to copy and paste into the browser of a smart TV or Chromecast that you're displaying to those TVs in your lanes. We'll be able to load up that URL and put in our lane number. Right now it says idle. If we come back here and go to schedule a match, we'll be able to see live updates happening on the TVs as they go. We're going to skip ahead a little here so I can show you how to run your Week 8 tournament. So ignore the fact that all of these players only have 4 games played. normally when you get to week 8, all of your players should have 28 games played here. Same as always, we're going to come up here to the check-in button. This time you're going to be presented with a little bit of a different screen. All of these selections over here on the left-hand side are going to automatically populate with the correct seeding requirements for your week 8 tournament. Because all of this is already pre-populated, we're just going to need to go up here and hit save, and it's going to pop us directly into our bracket for our week 8 tournament. Once we play through our entire bracket, we'll be presented with a winner at the end, and that will be your week 8 league champion. If for some reason you run into issues, we do have manual override options, but these should only be used as a last resort. The next thing we're going to go over is how to create a standalone tournament. If your facility has hosted tournaments before, you're not going to have this graphic in the middle of your screen, and we'll have to come up here to the top right-hand side and click Add Tournament. Next, we'll just fill in the name of our tournament, fill in all of our information and contact information, select our tournament discipline, and you'll be ready to go. After we've created our tournament, it's going to again populate underneath the discipline in which you selected it to be played. On the day of your tournament, you're going to come in here and hit start, and much like your regular league, we're going to go ahead and add some players. Again, you'll be able to add fresh players who have never thrown in the WATL before, or you'll be able to search any players in our World Axe Throwing League database. Again, I'm going to be using some test players for the purposes of our demonstration. After we've made sure to add all of our players to the tournament, we're going to go ahead and click check-in. This check-in process is going to be slightly different than your regular league check-in process. On our live servers right now, we have an additional prompt up here, making sure you select the correct type of check-in for your tournament. Round robin can be used in the case where you have a small number of people in a tournament. We're going to say probably less than 16. Otherwise, any tournament that has time is encouraged to do a qualifying round of seeding throws in order to determine where to seed players within the playoff bracket. So we'll come in here and do 10 throws, which is 2 games for Big Axe, which is the discipline of our tournament. And then we're going to make sure we check in all of our players. At this point, there is no turning back. You need to make sure all of your players are checked in, and any players who are not checked in at this point will not be able to participate in the tournament. So it's very crucial that you make sure that the players that you check in at this stage are 100% confirmed to be throwing in your tournament. You also want to make sure that we're not leaving out any members. So at this point, we should encourage a double or even triple check of everyone playing in your tournament. So we're going to check in here for our seeding throws. And this is, again, slightly different than your league in that you'll have to create all of the matchups by yourself. So underneath our matchup tab here, we're simply going to check 2 players, and it's going to create a match for us. We'll just go through and score this match. The one thing you do need to be careful of is, as you can see here, it added zeros to our 5th throw. We've encouraged and set up that all qualifying throws and seeding throws for tournaments moving forward are all going to have mandatory kill shots on throws 5 and 10. We've started to realize that this is necessary to create separation of top throwers and will be mandatory in all WATL tournaments moving forward. We'll move on to our second game worth of seeding throws, kill shots. This time they both got them. Right now we're tied, sudden death, and select a winner. Sudden death will have no effect in your kill shot throws. The next thing you're going to do for all of your qualifying and seeding throws are some kill shot throws. This is going to be a set of overtime throws that help with tiebreakers just in case we need to create separation in ties for points. After we've completed all of our qualifying throws, we're actually going to need to come back to the standings tab and again hit check-in. This time, instead of hitting round robin or qualifying round, we're going to hit playoffs. And this is going to populate the scores for all of the qualifying round throws that your players threw. Next, we'll need to seed by total score. Our tiebreaker is going to be kill shots, and we're going to do a best of 3 tournament. We're going to have a double elimination tournament here, but you can also select single elimination. And we're going to come up here and hit save. It's going to give you a prompt here saying that if you had previously for some reason accidentally selected playoffs, it's going to overwrite all of that data and start fresh. We just need to hit OK, and it's going to populate your bracket with proper seeding from those qualifying round throws. Once again, at this point, we just need to play out matches until our tournament is over. The last thing we're going to quickly go over in the tutorial is how to do qualifying throws for World Axe Throwing League major and televised tournaments. The way these ones work is very similar to the qualifying round in a standard tournament. However, you'll find these under a separate section in your app called qualifying throws. These will be pre-populated by the WATL account, and you'll be able to come in here and just click start, add your players, and complete the qualifying throws for everyone competing at your venue. Once you again add all of your players, either from the new players tab or our database, and check in, and if you're completing duels, assigning to teams, we're going to come over here to the games section. Again, as with qualifying rounds, you'll have to match up each individual player or team manually. Again, it will create games for you. We'll hit play match, score match, and complete all of our qualifying throws as normal.